That fit, whoa, look at the ball speed. 4 new heads, Paradym A.I smoke from Callaway. I've got 3 of them. I've got the Max, I've got the Triple Diamond, and I've got the Max D, the draw. We are going to put this new A.I, best face they've ever made, through the ringer. I'm going to test it. Just how much help is this new A.I face going to offer to the average golfer and the skilled golfer and even a beginner golfer who wants to treat themselves to not too cheap a club, but as we know from Callaway, we are getting maybe some of the best drivers the money can buy. A.I smoke. Come on, let's smoke some. So from this end, we're seeing a smoky finish, this grey top line to the carbon top, and they're very Paradym looking. Like, they look really Callaway good, which you would totally expect. I do have to say, I don't think I'm that much of a fan of this smoke finish. It's going to make no difference to obviously the performance of the club, and it's a personal preference. And obviously from this end, you can't see it. I just wonder on the shop floor if it looks a little bit messy. You know, I think there's other better looking clubs shop appeal, but again, that makes no difference to performance. The Max D definitely hugs the ground. It feels a bit more at the back, slightly more stretched back. The Max is a sweet spot. I think most people are going to pick that up and like that, which is interesting because the Triple Diamond and the Max, I mean, you can visually see maybe a bit of a difference in the way it stretches out the back, but it is not huge, making the Triple Diamond look really good for what it will be. I think Max and Max D are the sweet spots, and I'm expecting these to feel good because Callaway, since AIing themselves, have made some of the best sounding feeling clubs, well, on the market. And this is the Max. It does sound good. It doesn't sound quite, I mean, it sounds carbony. Like, there's a high toe. Look at that go. Like, that is a complete high toe. So my face should be saving me there. Well, ball speed's dropped down and spin is nowhere. Numbers obviously coming at the end, and we've got a little game at the end to test this new revolutionary face. But I mean, that was struck up there and it did exactly what I'd expect. Oh yeah, like that was a button for strike, slightly turned it, but I buttoned that and it felt very, very solid. This is the draw, definitely quite big and frying panny down by the ball, stretched back, like game inspiring, confidence inspiring, I should say. Let's try and start this out the right. Oh look, a draw driver that didn't draw, how interesting. Slightly on the heel side strike, but decent. Again, it felt very in line with Max, meaning I would want them seamless, you know, Max to Max D. I would want them to be seamless in the feel. Slightly different in the looks possibly, but again, seamless. So, because some people don't want a draw driver for ego purposes, so the more you make it seamlessly transition with the other, I think it's just easier for them to put it in the bag. And maybe a lot more players should be considering the Ds, you know, the draw versions. That'll turn. So I've turned it, and the club's obviously helping with this draw bias. So again, I wouldn't game this club, but I could if I had to. And what I like about the draw is it isn't too aggressively ugly in its game improvement, absolutely sounding as solid as the Max. So next up, Triple Diamond. It's the smaller appearing head down by the ball. I can look at it and can see that this is going to be longest on paper, but not over time, because it's going to be low spinning, meaning I'll get my longest shots with this, but I'll also get a group of shortest, which means I just always go back to the standard. That was struck. Ball speeds out the bat that I'm glancing pretty quick, which is to Callaway's credit. I am loosened up. No, that's a rocket. Look how straight that one is. Again, feels solid. That is going. Oh, get on. What a shot. That fit. Whoa, look at the ball speed. I would say, if anything, and it's always hard to tell because it changes subject to so many things, the Triple Diamond feels a little, out of the 3, it feels what I was expecting. The Max and the Max D feel a little bit more, not as Callaway-esque in the last few years, but still good. Max D is that kind of duller thud sound feel, which does feel super, super solid. All in all, not sure about the smoke design, but makes no difference. As you would expect, in the gaming position, they look good, like classy, well made, a little AI branding, smoke on the inside, the grey to the grey carbon and grey black to the grey face, just looks and feels as good as you would imagine from Callaway. Callaway are stating this is the most sophisticated face they have ever made. Now, the beauty of AI is the more data you put in effect, the smarter the computer gets, and then in theory, the better the product gets and can be more suited to more golfers. With the 4 heads, they're saying that they've maxed the face out for the stereotypical kind of deliveries and face strikes, contacts that these different players might get to maximize those faces and across all of the face. Now, with 50,000 face iterations, I guess, to get to where we are. So this is a supercomputer's job, AI, with over 1 million data points as well, Callaway are saying. So when it comes to AI, I think it's fair to say that Callaway might be further down this line than anywhere else because they were early to the party. And that's the big thing with these faces. In effect, they're going to help you hitting when you're hitting all across the face, or you've got your kind of standard strike patterns. They're maximized to help for those stereotypical strike and delivery patterns. That still doesn't make loads of sense in my head, to be fair, but it's not meant to make that sense. It's there as a line to try and sell more clubs. So I don't think most people who want to justify that actually are trying to think about it. We will see as we test it, numbers coming at the end, just how good it is across the face and how much better maybe it is than something I already game. So in effect, on the face of these clubs, you're getting these little kind of springy micro deflections, changes in launch and spin to try and maximize what comes out of them from the AI based device that they've used to try and create how these faces flex and they move. And they're 4 different faces across the head. In the heads, we get the changeable weight at the back on the max, dialing in the ball flight that you need. The draw biased, obviously we have that more draw biased weighted. Triple diamond is definitely geared for more low spin kind of bomb balls, and then the light ones made from lighter, even lighter materials, I'm guessing, and components to try and keep it as light as possible for you. With 4 different heads, they've redesigned the head to make it lighter. They've also kept it as aerodynamic as possible, and as we've seen, it looks pretty sharp, which is never a surprise with Callaway. As always, packed with tech. What difference that will make, well, we will find out. When it comes to the price, as you can expect, prices coming up for hopefully maybe your region you're in. These are recommended retails. They're not cheap. I wouldn't expect them to be cheap. It's Callaway. They're not meant to be cheap. They're meant to be premium top end. So you are going to be paying what could be classed, subject to what you spend on your leisure activity, a lot of money for these drivers, but that's exactly what I would expect. And also, why do you think we are in this AI movement with lots of manufacturers? Well, it's because kind of Callaway started it off. So maybe when you lead the field in development, you price yourself accordingly. I'm not justifying the price. I think that they're all expensive, but yes, they're where you'd expect them to be, premium products. So the numbers to kick us off were very impressive. It has to be said. The spin around the max sits between 2224, which you'd expect. The triple diamond, the spin comes down 200 to 500 revs I was getting, which made it sit in a slightly low spin option for me, but there are higher spinning golfers out there than me that might benefit, and higher speeds definitely. The Max D sat in with the max. It's not gamed perfectly for me, so we saw a fraction more spin, but it was good. It definitely had a bias to the left, which you would expect from a draw driver for someone who hits it relatively neutral. And the ball speeds are what's going to be interesting when we push to the game at the end to test that AI face a little bit more. Is I'm getting touching 167 with these clubs, which for me, trying to play, test them under what I would feel is a gaming hit, is super, super high. As in, if I start stepping on these, we could hit some 170 ball speeds, which with these clubs, that's at the moment my top end. So we're seeing top end ball speeds, 165s up to 167 with the Max D, the Max, and the Triple Diamond. The numbers are true, solid, as you would expect from Callaway. No surprises. They're doing exactly what the design premise wants them to do, and I love that. Right, I thought we'd come on to the 18th here at Pebble Beach. I've got the triple diamond and the max I'm going to hit at full speed to try and test face and dispersion, because it'll make me hit more all over the face and it'll also make me disperse it wider. So I'm not seeing any tighter dispersions personally. We're in middle right. I'm a little bit out of breath, as in I've been trying to build myself up for speed. Let's see what we can give you. Oh, that's a miss it. So that's a Healy low flailer. That is a missed fairway. All me, like any club saved me from that, it would need to be banned. But that's a 162 ball on a pretty poor strike. So ball speed's coming up on the tab down at the bottom there, 161.9 on that strike, pretty good. Again, slightly heel side, but not a bad, I mean, it's going to hit fairway. What's the ball speed on that? It's a poor flight, 166 ball, 165.8. So that with a proper strike has the potential to be near my max. This is again triple diamond 3, and then we'll do 3 with the max. Here we go. That might turn into the water because I slightly toe drew it, and there's a little, just get past. Gone again. Oh, it's a big one. What's the, yeah, 168 ball. Like that is decent ball speed for where I am at the minute. 170 is kind of my top, and I have to really push to get there, and I haven't been training much recently. I've been busy with other things. So 168 on that is pretty good. The thing that's surprising with the Triple D is the spin is relatively sustaining, which I like. Right, max. This is probably the one I would end up gaining. What's it going to deliver? Yeah, it's slightly tingier in its sound. It feels like this is going to be easier to control. I mean, that's a good shot. Yeah, 165 ball on a medium to decent strike. Oh, that's in the water, surely. Yeah, it's a toey draw. Again, hanging on quite well for where it was. A kind of low toe. Not nice. 164 ball. I mean, ball speed is sustaining quite well. Definitely using all parts of the face in this test, and it is holding up. Like, that's quite impressive. Right, last one. Let's get all over this. Oh, it's not the best shot, but I felt like I went faster, so we're going to hit the water. You can see how this one is that more left biased than the triple diamond. Yeah, 166 ball. So that's going to be a bit of a high drawer. Like, it's going to do well on this launch monitor because it's a low spinner. Like, there's not much between them. Am I noticing a difference in the face? Not really. Am I seeing faster ball speeds? Well, I'm seeing top end ball speeds, and that's what I expect from companies like Callaway. They are often in that top end. Am I seeing better dispersion? No. Do they do what you'd expect? Yeah, that one goes straight to slightly drawing, the max, which I'd expect for where I am at the minute. And the triple diamond was straight to a little bit more fadey, which, so the face, blah. Good luck with the face. Is it a good club? Would I buy it? Well, if I needed a new driver to test, it would be on my test list. If you want to find out what is the best way to get more distance really out of your driver, this video might help you.